what it is in a nutshell is it's earned media versus paid media. So instead of you paying on an ad saying, hey, we're great, check us out, this is a third party person, usually a journalist, a blogger, or social influencer saying, hey, this is a great company or business. You should check them out.
Hello and welcome back to the Lakeshore Video Podcast. My name is George Niksch, and I am here today with Samantha Frontera, CEO and founder of Exclusive PR.
Hey, George, thank you so much for having me on today.
Yeah, thanks for coming. So I just want you guys to know, me and Sam have been working together for 7 years. So she does her PR business and I come in and do video for her clients. And whenever I need a producer, I turn to Sam. So she does an amazing job at what she does. And we're going to dive deeper into her business, Exclusive PR, today. So Sam, I want to first ask, this is probably a common question that a lot of people have, is what does a PR firm actually do for businesses?
Yeah, honestly, that's a great question because I get asked that all the time. So I always say it's like the zhuzh in terms of a marketing campaign. The cherry on top of the cake is public relations. But what it is in a nutshell is it's earned media versus paid media. So instead of you paying on an ad saying, hey, we're great, check us out, this is a third party person, usually a journalist, a blogger, or social influencer saying, hey, this is a great company or business. You should check them out. So it gives a lot more validation when it comes to that.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, that's something that I think a lot of people, when they hear PR, it's one of those words that I know it's probably good for my business, but I don't know why. So,
Exactly.
How is PR different from marketing and advertising?
Yeah, so I always call us the redheaded stepchild of marketing because PR is usually thought about last. And I'm really encourage people to kind of think about it even sometimes as a first thing, because when you think of getting in the news, like the media, let's say WGN or Fox, people watch that, that gives a lot of validation to your business. So, marketing is any form of digital or strategy where it's social media ads, organic social media, let's say newsletters, email, blast, things of that nature. And then advertising is, again, paying for those ads, paying for those social media boosts, paying to be in a magazine, whereas PR is the earned component. So a lot of differentiators. I would say if you can, use all three,
Mm-hmm.
have them moving all at once, and you'll have just a great marketing campaign.
Nice. Yeah. I like that. It's kind of like the cherry on top pushes you over the edge. Because everybody does a little bit of social media
Mhm.
marketing. That's kind of what you have to do these days. But yeah, the PR is what really, if you show up on the news, people are going to know who you are. They're going to recognize you. Oh, I saw you on TV, stuff like that. Why should a business invest in PR instead of just social media ads?
I almost would say that they should do both. It's maybe not one or the other, but I would just say consider PR as an option for your marketing strategy, because what's going to happen is you'll then have the content from those news media hits, whether that's blogs, magazines, social influencers you're partnering with, newspapers, and television or radio, of course. But you're able to utilize those on your social media platforms, and then you can boost that post, like saying, yes, I was on the news, or hey, we were in this paper, or hey, I just wrote for Forbes. I'm a thought leader in my industry. Boosting that post, if you will, on social media ads is going to give that credibility. So I don't know if I would say it's one or the other that they should invest in versus this, but it's you should be just doing both.
Right. Cool. That makes sense. What are some of the top benefits of hiring a PR agency in Chicago?
I would say hiring a PR agency is a great way to just get your name out there. Personal branding, I think, is so important. So I really try to talk a lot about that because people go what is personal branding? Why is that important? And I feel you need to give a voice to your brand. You are your own spokesperson. So when you put yourself out there and you're doing thought leadership and you're writing for different publications within your industry, let's say it's a healthcare brand and now you're writing for WebMD or Healthline and you're a contributor in some of these articles, that's going to really set you apart from your competition. It's going to validate you and kind of help move that needle in terms of your personal branding.
Nice. How do PR firms measure success and ROI?
So that's a great question. I get asked that all the time. So it's a little tricky to measure a PR campaign and how successful it is, but I would say this. So ad equivalency, it's equated through ad equivalency. So if you were to take out an ad, let's say in the Chicago Tribune, it might cost you $3,500. But instead, what I always say is you could pay a publicist, either a solo publicist or a PR team for, somewhere in between, let's say like 3 to 5 grand a month, and they're going to kind of go beyond that level of expertise. Like right now, to be on WGN costs $6,500.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So to have an ad out there where you get a 3 to 5 minute segment, that's how much they're charging right now. But instead, you could hire a PR team who would enable you to get all these different media mentions throughout the month. So I feel like it really kind of ends up paying for itself. And I'll give an example. I had a hospital that I worked with a number of years ago during COVID-19, and we were doing like a setup of, COVID vaccination events. And it was a hospital that many people just didn't know like still existed because they'd gone through a name change and a rebrand, but they really didn't push their rebrand. And so we invited media to their events, and ABC for that station in Texas ended up rerunning it on Good Morning America. Well, to have an ad in Good Morning America is worth $52,000. So yeah, basically, I think it ends up like sometimes tripling or paying for itself. But what you can do is when you are looking for a publicist is make sure to like really research what type of areas that they focus on. There's different PR agencies in Chicago. Some focus on hotels, some focus on restaurants, some focus on healthcare, some focus on technology, some focus on personal branding for small business owners and founders. So just do your due diligence, I would say, because PR can be really great. But what you don't want to happen is you get with the wrong publicist or the wrong PR team and you end up with no publicity. Because I hear that all the time, but a lot of it needs to be in your own research too, asking for those case studies and, testimonials of former customers who've had a good experience with that PR agency.
Nice. Yeah. You don't want to be wasting an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. So let's get a little bit local, Chicago specific here. How can a Chicago PR firm help a local business get featured in the news?
Yeah, so I would say like definitely getting featured in the news in Chicago can be huge for your brand. Even if you're located in the suburbs, let's say, your audience might still watch the Chicago news, such as WGN or ABC or Fox, some of those bigger ones. I would say they can help you by creating a PR strategy and a pitch concept to help move forward that the local news would be interested in your business, that they would want to cover you. So, you have to have an interesting story. Publicists are great and PR teams are amazing, but if you don't have something interesting to share, it's very difficult to get on the news. So I would say making sure you know your unique differentiator and being able to share that story with your PR team so that they can pitch you to those news organizations to move the needle. That's really what's going to set you apart.
Nice. I like that. What industries in Chicago benefit most from PR?
Oh, wow. So I would say definitely if you have a new restaurant, if you have a new launch of anything, healthcare clinics, hospitals, anybody who's trying to get their message across should be using PR of some sort. So whether that's a lifestyle product or healthcare clinic or a hospital, down to, a small mom and pop shop who just open up, let's say, their second location, they should be thinking, how can I use a PR team or publicist to help get some media here and get some attention so that people know that I'm open, without kind of doing those extra steps such as social media that we talked about, and also making sure that you're showing up in the news. Longer the days, we will build it and they will come. I really think that people need to be doing extra steps, also like with your business too, with like video and broadcasting what these businesses are up to. That can really help move the needle.
Yeah, definitely. If you're not online, if you're not on every platform and avenue you can think of, you're just going to fall by the wayside. Especially, I think AI is kind of like making it even harder these days to really rank on any kind of searches and things like that. So SEO is like harder than it's ever been now. And if you really want to get yourself out there and go a little bit above and beyond, you gotta have some PR. So here's some service specific questions here. What is crisis management and why is it important for businesses?
So, crisis management happens typically when there is a crisis, I will say. And why it's important for businesses to have somebody like a PR agency or publicist who can help you with that is what you don't want to do is brush things under the rug. Let's say something goes awry, like a customer gets mad about something, or you position something incorrectly in the public. You got to get ahead of those things. So, whether that's organizing a press conference and getting your messaging across of what really occurred is better than being slammed in the news. Another reason a lot of people want to hire a crisis management person is just, again, having bad publicity can really hurt your brand and your business. And the way Google ranks is anything that is in top tier publications will be on the first and second page of Google. So, at some point, if you're not able to get with the publicist prior to something breaking loose or leaking, then you'll need to be doing some serious reputation management, which can be very costly. So I think having just a PR team on retainer who can also help with crisis component when needed is really important. I did a lot of crisis management during COVID with the hospitals that I worked with. Also, small business owners too have things pop up. So you never know when somebody might need your assistance with that. But I think hiring an expert versus going it alone is really important.
Yeah, and I mean, we did some media training together with the city of Aurora.
Yeah, that was
And
amazing.
yeah, that was awesome. And that was where we basically were helping out all their different emergency management services know what to do if they ever get in front of a camera like this. So basically, moving straight from that, how does media training from a PR firm work?
Yeah, no, I was great. So I loved when we got to do that. So George and I were able to do like a 2-day media training where we trained all the fire, police, and specific political officials for the city of Aurora. And I think that they were smart to invest in it. Media training is so crucial. How you show up in front of the camera is huge. Sometimes we only get that one chance to shine and you just don't want to mess it up. Another thing too is sometimes when you say things, the news is just very quick. Like a news package is a minute 30 or a 30-second VOSOT. So your things that you say can sometimes be taken out of context. So when you are working with the news, specifically TV, and let's say it's something that is a little bit more sensitive of a subject, you want to be trained on how to talk to these journalists. I'm not saying that they're out to get you or anything of that nature, or that journalists or media is bad. I come from a long journalism background, but I will say that you got to be trained. So I thought that was great that the city of Aurora did invest in their media training. And, I think they're trailblazer in that because other agencies should look to do that. I also do a free media training for anybody that signs up with exclusive PR. So anybody will get like a free hour consultation with me, and I will do specific tips and tricks for that person. So it's very custom. It's not like I just, put you in one box and then that's what you need to be trained on. It's however you show up, I'm here to help you. But I definitely think, and we were talking about this before we started the podcast, but people need to put their face and their name out there, and media training helps with that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That I didn't know that you gave a little bit of media training with anybody who signs up. That's, I think, invaluable for them.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people, they get in front of a camera, in my experience, and they can be a deer in the headlights.
Mhm.
They don't know what to say. They're just nervous. And yeah, so just having a little bit of training before you get in front of a camera is, I think, super important. And I think the more you get in front of a camera, the more comfortable you become. So like myself, I've always been kind of shy, especially on camera and stuff like that. But just doing this podcast over and over, now I'm pretty good at being on camera, I think.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Thanks.
I'd say practice makes perfect.
Yeah, for sure. So how do PR firms help with product launches?
That's a good question. So product launches is, any type of lifestyle product or, let's say like it's a new jewelry line or something of that nature, or it's a new technology app, right? Anything, new service line of some sorts. When anything is new, that's newsworthy. right? New and newsworthy, they go together. So I think this is a great time to shine. And that's really when you should put your dollars towards PR. If you're like, hey, I don't know if I want to do a year campaign, I'm not sure. A lot of smaller boutique agencies, especially mine, will work with you on a project basis too, if it's something like a product launch. So this is a great opportunity to at least kind of get your brand out there and let people know what you're up to. And, you never know what can really make that big splash. But being in blogs, being in newspapers, being in magazines, being on TV, those things can only help your business, not hurt it. So I definitely think product launches, that's when you need to invest. And, we're here for you.
I like that. If it's new, it's newsworthy. Yeah, that should be your tagline or something. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You got to capitalize on the opportunity when it comes across your plate. So don't, cheap out in the most important part of your business, which is the marketing and the PR.
Absolutely.
Launching it. So what role does PR play in reputation management?
I know we touched on this a bit, but PR is huge in reputation management because, again, if you already have some bad news out there about yourself or let's say your brand or your company, then PR helps kind of push down the bad news on Google. So that's when you really want to use a PR team or a publicist, if you will, because maybe you could do something to kind of, I don't want to use the word cover it, but I want to say something new or positive that is happening with your company. Getting that news out there in top tier publications is going to help push down anything negative. So if you do at least I'd say 6 to 10 interviews that are in top tier publications or even become a thought leader for, let's say, Forbes, that's going to push it down in the second page of Google. So PR is so incredibly important for reputation management. I don't even know how people handle crises without the PR team. So I would say if something's going on with your company, it's time to call a PR agency.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. How does PR help family-owned businesses stand out in competitive markets?
So I got to be honest, some of the best stories I've ever shared have been family-owned businesses because I love mom and pop shops. And what do they always say? Although I don't think we follow it enough, but, small business is the backbone of this country. So I feel like being able to share their stories out in the news and the media, some of these places have the best stories you've ever heard of. I'll give an example. I was working at the beginning when I launched Exclusive PR, a little bit more with lifestyle products and restaurants, working with a couple who the woman was Indian and the gentleman or the woman was Italian, the gentleman was Indian, and she was cooking Indian food. And the restaurant hadn't opened yet, so they invited me to their home to try this specialized Indian food. And, just having a Sicilian woman cooking it and the fact that she went to Bombay and lived with her husband for 9 years and learned how to cook all these different spices and things like that, it just gave it a twist. So I worked with them for about a year, and into it they said, how do we get a Michelin star? And I was like, I actually don't know. So I had to Google it. And so Michelin star will notice you if you were in top tier media publications. So we did enough press with them that they actually did have a secret shopper person come into the restaurant, and I believe they got 2 Michelin stars. So press really helps with that. So if you are looking to put yourself on the map or you're looking to get awards or anything of that nature, you need to be working with a PR team.
Nice. That's cool that they got the Michelin star. That's awesome.
I know. And I felt like it was just a huge part of it too. And her food is just excellent.
Nice. I'm going to have to try that sometime. So digital PR and SEO, let's kind of get into that side of things. How does PR improve SEO for businesses?
So I'm sure that everybody has heard about hiring an SEO specialist for your website or hiring someone to kind of manage those components where they put specific keywords in the back end of your website so that you pop up a little higher on Google, which is great. I'd say invest in that person. But if your website is already optimizing at an amazing level, let's say A++, what else can you do? Well, you should do some PR because PR is going to help you get those backlinks to the website. I won't say every single media publication does allow backlinks, but 90% do. So working with a PR agency, they'll make sure that they're backlinking the company when you do those interviews. That's how your company is going to rank on Google. So SEO and PR, they do go hand in hand. A lot of people don't know that, but it is an opportunity to invest in something that's creative, such as public relations, versus other marketing avenues if you're trying to get your name on on the top part of Google. Another thing that people use PR for too is Wikipedia. You have to have really top tier links as well to get your Wikipedia page authenticized. So basically, that shows credibility. So you have to have so many top tier media links for Wikipedia to recognize you as a thought leader or your company as somebody who should be on Wikipedia.
Nice. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Backlinks are actually, I know, a huge part of websites. Like if you want to rank on the first page, you kind of need a lot of backlinks, and those are tough to get if you don't know where to look. So,
Yeah.
um, can PR help a business build a stronger online reputation?
Absolutely, yes. PR is, I think, one of the number one drivers to help build a reputation. I would also say other things you can do too is, utilizing things like Yelp, Google My Business page, things of that nature, and making sure your customers are doing reviews, right? Um, but also, PR is a great avenue for creating reputation, letting people know who you are, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very cool. I need to get better at asking my customers for reviews. I need you to leave me a review.
I
uh,
will.
um, so here's some authority building questions. What does it take to become a thought leader in your industry?
It's a good question. So I would say to become a thought leader in your industry is you need to put your voice out there. And how do you do that? You do that through the media. So a lot of media publications actually allow contributors. Many people don't know that, but you can contribute to specific news publications. Also, there's something called Forbes Council. So you can they'll do an interview with you, but if Forbes allows you to become a thought leader, then you'll be able to write about 20 articles a year for Forbes or be able to do mentions, things of that nature. So I don't want to say there's easy ways to become a thought leader. I would still recommend hiring a PR team to help you with that. But that's just the start is if you don't have a PR budget, but you want to become a thought leader, you could start just researching different niche industry publications that allow people to contribute. And you could say, hey, I'd like to write an article about XYZ. Is that something you would accept? And they'll write you back yes or no. But for the most part, people are looking for content.
Yeah.
So that's a great opportunity for you to shine and get your voice out there.
Yeah, very cool. I like that. Becoming a thought leader is like, I feel like everybody wants to do that because it really builds authority. If you're a thought leader, people respect what you have to say. So,
Yeah.
why is storytelling so important in PR?
I think you can't have good PR without storytelling. So again, you can have the best publicist in the world, but if you don't have a good story, there's nothing that publicists can do to ensure that media is genuinely interested in covering you from an earned standpoint. So when I do work with clients or prospective, let's say we do a discovery call and it's a prospective client, I try to make sure that they actually have a good story to share. One of the standards that I have is I don't promote anything that's not promotable. And I think that's what sets exclusive PR apart. Because a lot of agencies, again, will just kind of take on whoever and whatever, maybe to make that income, if you will. But I think having a good story about your business or your brand is crucial. And if you don't have that, you most likely aren't going to get in the news.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Story is everything. I mean, being a videographer, that's like kind of the story of my life is telling stories. So, yeah, I can see that. So how does PR help position a company as trustworthy?
Again, it's the media saying, check out this brand, check out this company, check out this spokesperson. It's a validation, if you will. Getting in the news validates you as credibility and a thought leader. Okay, I want to go to this doctor, maybe this plastic surgeon, because I saw him in, Women's Health, or I saw him in Giddy or Cosmo. He's doing this special technique, and that lends a lot of credibility. The fact that you're being featured in some of these big top tier publications, or even small blogs, right, or influencers who've maybe tried your service or product. PR is really changing. I would say social media has just taken over, not in a bad way, but I do think that like influencers can come to play too if you want someone to maybe test out your product or test out what you're doing, and you can offer them something for free so that they can post about it. And they'll give their honest feedback and reviews. So definitely make sure it's a good thing that you're having them test.
Yeah, if you have like those established sort of avenues like the news and things like that that people trust, you're going to be seen as trustworthy going on there.
Absolutely.
So that's all the questions that I had for the PR firm. And I think this was super insightful. I think that anybody who's looking for PR, you guys need to go check out Exclusive PR. Where can they find your work?
Yeah. So if you want to get a free PR audit, that's what we're doing right now, do a little promo. You can go to www.exclusive-pr.com. And you can also just shoot us an email as well at askfrontera@exclusivepr.biz or give us a call, 847-703-0529.
Awesome. And I do want to tell everybody else that Sam has another business that we want to talk about. So let me pull up the questions that I have for that. It is called Holly House Shop.
Yes.
Right. And so let's first just tell us, what is Holly House Shop?
Okay, so I always had this dream to open up a second business, but I wasn't exactly sure what it was. And I have been running Exclusive PR now for almost 10 years, which is great. But sometimes I feel like you kind of get used to the same old thing over and over again, and you want to try something new. So about a year ago, my mom and I decided to open up a shop together. She's from Orland Park, so our shop's in Old Orland right now. And she was very, very, very creative. So she used to sew items, whether that was like baby bibs or baby blankets. And, she would end up always gifting her stuff because she had nowhere to sell it. So we tried Etsy and we realized you have to spend like $300 to $500 to get anyone to even notice your Etsy shop on ads. So we were like, okay, what's the next best thing? We thought, okay, an in-person shop. So I saw this little for rent sign and I thought, okay, let me check this place out. It was super cute and just like, hey, let's do it. So what we realized was my mom is 76 years old and she can't fill an entire shop of just the items she makes. So we quickly started going to artisan markets and realizing we can ask other people to participate in our shop. So right now we have about 10 different artists and they all make something different and unique. We have somebody who does handmade goat milk soap. We have somebody who does soy-based candles. We have somebody who does handmade jewelry. We have somebody that does clothes and sewing. So there's a little bit of something for everyone. But what I really like about it is the fact that everything is handmade and made with love and passion. And you can just really tell that when you walk into the shop. So I thought we were building the shop for my mom, but it has become like the greatest journey that I've been a part of in my life. And I've met just really good people on this ride.
Nice. That's really cool. What types of handmade gifts can I find at Holly House Shop?
So we have a lot of different things right now. So I have like handmade wreaths for Halloween and Thanksgiving right now. We have a woman who does like these beautiful ribbons and just makes everything super cute. You can find home decor. You could find handmade earrings. We also have a permanent jeweler as well at Holly House Shop. We partner right now with Arrow Permanent Jewelry. And permanent jewelry is like so popular. At first, I had no clue what is permanent jewelry, but it's very neat. And we have a lot of bachelorette parties, birthday parties that come in for it. But while you're sitting there wait to get your permanent jewelry, you can also get, a candle. You might be able to get like a little dog bandana for your dog. We have a crafter who makes all these really cool things. Home decor sign for your friend. Goat milk soap. I know I mentioned that one, but they've got 20 different types of the soap that they offer. Right now, I'm using one called One in a Melon, and she has funny names for all of them. So there's some that is like Rich Baby Daddy, and just they're super cute. They're called Clean Humor Soap Company. We also have another company that does bath bombs as well as a handmade clay masks for self-care. So I really like about it is we keep our price point like pretty good. So I would say all the gifts in the Holly House Shop aren't anything over like $65. So I would say like, there's something for everyone. A card's $3, but it's handmade. So really just trying to push our crafters and our creatives out there and, let people know that they're here and they're doing cool things in the community.
Nice. Very cool. I want to dive a little bit deeper into one of those things you said. What is permanent jewelry and how does it work?
Okay, so permanent jewelry is specifically welded on you. I know that sounds really scary, but it's also like a little addictive. So this is mine. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it has like a little horseshoe. And then I have another one that has like gems on it. So Permanent jewelry is just like a really fun way to do something called a forever bracelet. They also have anklets as well as necklaces, and sometimes people do rings, but I would say the bracelets are the most popular. But this trend started about 3 years ago, and it seems like it's really catching on. We get a lot of appointments at the shop who want to do it, birthday parties, bachelorettes. We're right now on this website called Let's Batch, where people can find us as a unique experience to come and do something for a bachelorette party. But you can go and get something with your bestie or your mom, and it's pretty neat. So they solder it on you. I know it sounds so scary, but it's just done within like less than 10 seconds, and then it's pretty much it's on you forever.
That's super cool. I like it. It's I I kind of made this comment earlier before the podcast, but I think of it, it's almost like sort of on the level of like a tattoo. It's like something that could be sentimental to you, but maybe not quite as permanent as a tattoo, and a little bit easier to remove if things change later on down the line.
No, absolutely. And I totally feel like it reminds me of a tattoo as well, because we do have some women who've come and got like 8 bracelets. And I had 4 at one point on one wrist. So it's addictive. I will say that.
Nice, nice. So I wanted to ask, do you need an appointment for the permanent jewelry or anything else in the shop, or can you just walk in?
Yeah, so we do accept walk-ins. We have our hours on our website, which is hollyhouseshop.com. And the only days that we are closed is Wednesday and Sunday, but we are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you can pretty much come in. We open at 10, and you can come and get your permanent jewelry. You can come shop our gift shop. So yeah, definitely come check us out.
Very cool, very cool. Is permanent jewelry safe, and can it be removed if needed?
I think it's a great question, actually, because we do get a lot of people being like, I'm not sure about this. So it can be removed. It just like takes like pliers just to remove it. So it's very easy in that regard. And also you might have to get it removed if you need to get an MRI or anything of that nature. But if you do need to get an MRI and have to get it removed, we will solder it back on you for free. Or let's say it falls off or something, we will also solder it back on you for free.
Nice, nice, very cool. Yeah, you don't want to don't want to take metal into the MRI machine.
No.
Are Holly House Shops items locally made or sourced from artisans?
Everything is pretty much locally made at the Holly House shop. So it's in Orland Park. So a lot of the different people that are focused on the shop and highlighted are from that area or surrounding areas.
Okay, cool, cool. Can I order gifts online or only in store?
That's a great question. So I'm super excited because we're actually trying to launch our e-commerce site, but right now we're just in the beginning process. So we're taking photos of all the items and we'll list them online. I hope to have it up before Christmas so that people can purchase on our website. But right now, the only way to purchase items or come visit us is actually come to our storefront.
Okay, cool. Cool, cool. Well, hopefully you guys can check that out pretty soon online. But until then, yeah, go in person. It's a cool place. Does Holly House Shop offer custom or personalized gifts?
We do. Actually, we have this amazing crafter. Her name is Carrie, and she does like anything from like jean jackets down to sweatshirts. We also have another designer who does like specialized clothing. So you can fill out like a custom form and we'll get it done for you. We also have a crafter who does shot skis. I don't know if you guys know what those are, but it's like a long like basically a ski, and she'll put like your brand on it, and it's where you can do like shots. So we've had a couple really cool personalized order forms for that, if you like the Bears, let's say, or maybe a specific like sports team or college team, something like that. So, or even your business brand can be on a shot ski. So she actually made us a Holly House shot ski. So it's like our Holly House colors are bright pink, and it is super cool. We've actually had a couple people take some shots at the Holly House shop. Another great thing is we're very like wine friendly there. So if you come in and shop, we always have bubbles of some sort or rosé. The other cool thing too that I forgot to mention about the shop is every other week or at least twice a month, we do some type of a craft. So this is a great opportunity for people to, kind of sip and get cozy, as I say. We always, again, have something open, but we just recently did a perfume class where you get to make your own perfume. So we had a special teacher come in and she taught us how to do that. Our tickets are really reasonable because we're just trying to get the word out. So they're $25 a person, but it includes like your craft or what we're doing for the day. And then it includes wine as well. So we had about 13 people the other day, so it was really fun. We also do, different items like a sugar scrub class that our soap people teach, which is really cool. We've done leather making classes there before. We made wallets, and we have a couple cool things coming up for October. We're going to do a paint and sip for basically like pumpkin painting. And then we're also going to be doing ornament making in Christmas. So, definitely be on our website or our Instagram. We always post our classes. We'd love to get more people out to experience them. The only issue is that we've been running out of space in the shop because we're a pretty small shop. So the most people we've been able to fit in there for like an actual class has been like, I think 15 people. So we kind of cap it at that. But I think if you're able to experience it, great. We also do personalized art classes too. So if you want to do like a birthday party or you just want to come bring your like kiddos or your grandkids, we can do something like that for you too, where we come up with a specific craft and then we do it together.
That's super cool. I didn't know you guys did all those different like events sort of where people can come in and do fun things. What are the best occasions to give permanent jewelry as a gift?
Oh, fun. So I would say like definitely like a birthday or bachelorette or anniversary.
Cool. Where is Holly House Shop located and what are the hours?
So we're at 9959 West 143rd Street in Orland Park, Illinois. And we are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we are closed Wednesday and Sunday. And then we open at 10 a.m. on the days that we're open.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Well, I think that's all my questions that I have for you. It was very cool learning about Holly House Shop because I actually didn't know really anything about that until recently. So I wanted to do a little dive and I was like, why not just learn about it on the podcast?
Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, honestly, it's taken a form of its own in terms of like us now offering these really cool classes and having the permanent jewelry. Yeah, it's just been very cool, very fun ride. I feel like, just God has put so many amazing people in my life to make this shop so special. And I'm just really grateful. Another great thing is we actually PR'd the Holly House Shop. We were just on Fox News in July. So we had a full segment. So I just want to say thank you, Fox. And if any other news station wants to come cover us, we'd love for you to come take a class and just have your news crew out there. But I think we are like what they called us. We're a hidden gem. A lot of people don't know about us, but I feel like the arts is a way to the people. And you get to do an experience. Life is hard enough. So we're fun vibes at the Holly House Shop. I always say like no bad vibes in here. It's pink, it's girly. We got fun things happening. We have something open in the fridge for you. So definitely come check us out. And if you want more information, you can also go to our website, which is www.hollyhouseshop.com.
Awesome. That was perfect. I wanted to ask, do you guys have plans to expand Holly House Shop?
We do. So I am originally from Orland Park, but I do live back in Chicago, and I would love to bring this concept to Chicago. I feel like it would just hit because I know that Chicago is all about like arts, culture, and loves classes, things like that. There's a lot of artisan markets in Chicago as well that people attend, and they're really well attended. So I am currently trying to open up a storefront. I don't have a set date yet, but it looks like it'll be in Lincoln Park, and I would love for you guys to check it out. Once we have our opening, we'll be doing some kind of a PR launch for that as well. But yeah, I definitely have hopes for it. I even have hopes for it in other cities, like if it could be in someplace like Dallas or, another top market of sorts.
Or Valparaiso.
Yeah, we need to bring one to Indiana. But I definitely feel like, I want to bring this concept everywhere. It's still a little bit of a blueprint. I've, again, only been in business for a year with this, so it's my baby. But one thing I learned about it is it makes people happy. Like somehow this shop has brought people together. It has brought me amazing people, and just people walk away with a smile, and can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. Well, I think it's really cool. You kind of like link that back where you did PR for your other business.
I
Like
did.
linking the two businesses together there. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, go check out Sam online, go all the different places, exclusive-pr.com. And then what'd you say?
Hollyhouseshop.com.
Hollyhouseshop.com. We'll be working together more in the future, so you'll see more stuff from us. And if you guys have any kind of video shoots that you want done, Sam can produce. If you want to do a whole podcast, like a whole series, we can produce your entire series from beginning to end, doing all the pre-production, production, marketing, PR, advertising, everything. So if you guys want to learn more about that stuff, reach out to either me or Sam, and we'll get you the information you need. So until next time, this has been Lakeshore Video. You guys take it easy.